Most people spend their lives following a pre-written script, settling for average pay and trading an entire year's work for a single week of freedom. If that cycle feels exhausting, it's because the system is designed to keep you exactly where you are. When you look for a way out, the internet hits you with a million conflicting options. Between crypto, dropshipping, and day trading, the sheer volume of choices usually causes total paralysis. You stay frozen because you're terrified of picking the wrong door. To move forward, you need a plan that cuts through the noise. This video is designed to help you construct a personalized 5-step wealth blueprint. Before we start, grab a pen and a piece of paper. This process only works if you are willing to drop your ego and look at your current situation with total honesty. Building a life of freedom isn't about getting lucky with a random investment. It's about the discipline of following a structured plan, rather than drifting through life hoping things will change. Step 1 is the audit. Most people are drifters. They float between jobs and side hustles, letting life happen to them, rather than steering toward a specific destination. On your paper, write down your current daily actions. Be honest. If your habits don't match your ambitions, you are currently drifting toward an average life. There is a harsh reality to this. If you aren't actively building your own dream, someone else will eventually hire you to build theirs. This audit is the baseline. Once you take active control of your time and stop waiting for success to find you, you transition from a passive participant to a wealth builder. Step 2 is to lock in your obsession. Look at your paper and write down exactly one primary financial goal. Just one. Most young people fall into the arrogance trap. They try to build wealth while simultaneously trying to learn a new language, master an instrument, and train for a marathon. Reaching the top 1% of earners is a full-time commitment. Split focus is the fastest way to stay mediocre at everything. Success at this level requires an obsessive, singular focus on the money until the goal is met. Now, look at your list of goals. Physically cross out every secondary interest until only your wealth goal remains. Sacrificing these distractions in the short term is the mandatory entry fee for achieving multi-millionaire status later. Step 3 is discovering the pathway. You need to stop brainstorming revolutionary ideas and pick a high-income skill that is already working for others. These 5 skills, video editing, dropshipping, deal negotiating, short-form content, and eBay stores, are proven routes to a 6-figure income. Pick the one that aligns best with your existing strengths and write it down. This is the skill you will master. To move quickly, you must find an expert who has already mapped out the exact requirements of this skill. You aren't looking for inspiration, you are looking for their specific, proven blueprint. You can find these people in private Discord communities, at specialized networking events, or on dedicated wealth platforms. Copying a validated pathway eliminates the months of guesswork that usually cause beginners to quit before they see their first dollar. Step 4 is to accelerate. This means launching your project immediately or doing free work to gain experience. You have to be willing to produce bad work before you can produce great work. While you are in this learning phase, do not ask your friends or family for feedback on what you're building. This diagram shows the danger of polite feedback. Family members will tell you a project is great to protect your feelings. An expert will tell you exactly why it's failing so you can actually fix it. To find the truth, you must seek out a community of peers who are also in the trenches. They will give you the objective criticism you need to improve. This process of constant refinement and obsession with expert feedback changes you. It requires so much time and mental energy that you will naturally begin to disappear from your old social circles. As you master these high-level skills, you'll find you have less and less in common with childhood friends who still prioritize comfort. This mental and social gap is the beginning of the lonely chapter of wealth building. You'll be in an isolated middle ground, not yet successful enough to be peers with your mentors, but too far ahead to relate to your old crowd. This is exactly where most people give up and revert to being average. Surviving this chapter by choosing harsh expert truths over comforting social lies is the only way to reach true mastery. Step 5 is to reinvest for freedom. Earning a lot of money is just the first half of the equation. True wealth is what happens after the paycheck arrives. As your income grows, your money will take one of 2 paths. Path 1 leads to depreciating assets like flashy clothes and new phones. Path 2 leads back into your skills and compounding index funds. Before you make your first dollar, set a strict percentage rule for how much of your profit will be reinvested into the second path. Spending thousands on status symbols to impress peers who aren't building anything is a trap that keeps high earners broke. Long-term financial freedom is the result of routing profits into assets that compound rather than relying on the size of a single paycheck. Look down at the physical document you've created. You are holding your personalized roadmap. You now have the exact framework required to move from a drifting observer to a multi-millionaire wealth builder. Your next move is immediate. Take the skill you've written down, find a community of experts in that field, and introduce yourself today. Having the blueprint is a massive advantage, but it means nothing without the discipline to execute the first step right now. Get to work.